Imiss issa li jidħlu fit-tank Amit Sahni u Suki Parwana, fundaturi tal-kumpanija Croftz.
I'm Amit Sahni. I'm the founder and the CEO of the business.
And I'm Suki Parwana, co-founder and CTO.
We are originally from the UK and now based in Malta. Our company is Croftz, and we are here to raise 500,000 euros for 10% equity in the business. Croftz is a regulatory technology, i.e. RegTech business based in Malta and on the journey of creating one of the world's finest digital platform for compliance, risk management, and reporting. Prior to Croftz, I worked in banking and consulting sector for over 20 years in various senior managerial roles and directorship I held with banks like Standard Chartered and Safra in London. I'm a qualified chartered wealth manager and also a fellow of Chartered Institute of Securities and Investments in London. Suki is having over 24 years of experience in technology and primarily in open source. He's a veteran in blockchain and distributed ledger and also the former founder of the first cryptocurrency exchange in Sri Lanka that he founded and exited in 2019.
Croftz aims to provide a range of digitally enabled solutions and intelligent services to our business customers. We aim to assist businesses with the risk associated with managing and combating financial crime, such as money laundering and the funding of terrorism.
At Croftz, we're aiming to assist and solve the critical problem of small and medium enterprises, also known as SME, and regulated institutions such as bank in management of their compliance and risk challenges. We have identified a large gap in the market for businesses that are either overlooked or underserved by the current providers globally.
Businesses are struggling with an evolving threat landscape whilst trying to meet regulatory demands. The SME segment is particularly lagging behind in this regard, held back by disjointed systems or manual processes that are either in-house or outsourced to a third party, adding more time and cost. The current SME segment is 200 million businesses from around the world, with 22 million based in Europe, and a further 5 million based in the United Kingdom.
The current methods used for KYC and KYB, also known as Know Your Customers and Know Your Business, are currently very cumbersome and ineffective. For example, onboarding a customer and performing due diligence at the bank is highly complex, slow, involve replications, and generally unfit for the purpose.
So what would be the solution? Allow us to introduce Croftz Go, a digital platform that allows speedy and frictionless onboarding for businesses. Croftz Go is a cloud-based solution that offers an all-in-one platform for digital customer onboarding, biometric and identity verification, and AML screening and due diligence. Added to this, we have risk assessment and document management, all accessible through one interface. With Croftz Go, our users can typically onboard new businesses in just 20 minutes. And Croftz Go users don't need to be compliance experts either. Our customer configurator automatically identifies the most appropriate compliance method, allowing for speedy and efficient onboarding.
Croftz Go empowers businesses to manage risk in-house, thereby saving time, money, eliminate manual procedures, and improving productivity.
We have access to over 1,200 licensed data sources from around the world that we surface within Croftz Go. And as we move forward, we want to improve our business and data relationship by leveraging newer concepts, such as machine learning and distributed ledger, so we can create newer and more incisive data decisions.
Our revenue model comprises of a subscription-based offering to our customers, right from an entry-level plan to enterprise-grade solutions. Our strategy is to offer an affordable, low-cost, high-quality product along with a world-class customer service, leading to a greater customer satisfaction.
We have received strong interest from potential customers, which includes professional services, Tier 2 banks, and high-risk businesses, particularly in the diamond and jewelry segment. Our project is also backed by Malta Enterprise, and we are currently on track to have Croftz Go platform for general release in Q2 this year.
We now invite sharks to participate in this exciting journey of Croftz. Thank you.
Have you got any financial forecasts to show us?
Yeah.
So revenue is at 140,000 for 2023.
How your forecast is quite ambitious, I would say. I mean, how would you justify that? Having so many players coming in this line of business?
I think it's a very good question. I think the way we differentiate ourselves is that, look, we are focusing on small and medium enterprises. There have been already existing players which are focusing on the big players, or let's say big institutions, specifically on financial services. Our strategy is to not only focus on financial services, but not going after the tier 1 institutions. We are focusing on tier 2 and tier 3 institutions where there's a big potentials over there. Apart from that, we're also focusing on non-financial services companies which are high risk. For example, diamond and jewelry sector, where we have already made an early mover advantage. We have got interest from 2 out of the 5 world's largest diamond companies in the world, who already have tested our product and also shown keen interest to subscribe it once we launch it.
They have tested it?
They have, yes, they have. So at the moment...
How many customers do you have in your beta
or
alpha test program?
Sorry, I missed...
How many customers do you have in your testing phase?
10 we use from a cross-section of industries.
Regarding SMEs, because as far as I know, SMEs will not be obliged to actually use this under the financial regulations. Why would an SME want to get the software if they're not obliged to?
Sure. Well, the thing is, we're focusing on high-risk businesses initially as part of our initial strategy.
Okay.
And as you can see from the projected forecast, this market segment is due to probably triple within the 4 years. And the one thing that we've seen, which is actually a growing trend, is that regulation is only increasing on every business. And example is if you're receiving money from anybody, anywhere,
That is like
let's put this way. So the numbers, honestly, the numbers which we have presented over here are very conservative numbers. If you look at us, the nearest competitors for global companies which are based in US, they are doing almost 10x of these numbers in sales revenue.
Okay, so I own a business which is similar to this. It exists in Malta. That's why I know it. That's why I understand the complexities of exporting it abroad, because the legislation is changing. Your projections reflect an extremely growing market, and that is fact. I would question a bit the first 2 years, how to get to that stage and then 10x it from that forward. I'd love to know that sequence, but I have a conflict here, so I'd like to call
from my end.
Thank you for
your consideration. I also have a similar reason, so unfortunately I have to be out because of conflicts, so I will not be able to join in.
Thank you for your consideration.
And what will you be using the funding for?
61% of the funds will be used for primarily manpower costs, I would say working capital requirement. 8% will be for marketing, and 31% will be for other overheads.
And the team, it's just you 2 guys at the moment?
No, so we are already operational. We have got 6 people in the team, already in Malta. Yeah, and we now intend to increase the team size to 15 people this year. So we're already on our journey to ramp up the team size.
And do you have any previous funding?
Yes, we have already secured funding from investors, and we are just inviting at the same entry level what we just mentioned, about 10% for $500,000.
Who did the initial funding?
Sorry?
Who was the investor?
So we have got high net worth investors and friends.
Are you considering the fact that given your target customer, when you're dealing with institutions, even though maybe you're targeting the small and medium ones, the decision-making process, it's normally takes quite a while. Do you take that in consideration when you worked out your cash flow?
Look, for a larger institution, the decision-making process is prolonged. You're absolutely right. But we are in small and medium enterprises, which is like a 2-man firm to a 10-man firm, wherein the decision-making is quick. So if we are going and targeting, let's say, a firm which is a 1,000-man firm and a bank, a large-scale bank, then the decision-making is up to 3 months. But once you get a bank on board, then you're there for a longer period of time.
Yeah. And also, I think the other point to add, with larger institutions, they typically have a lot more money to throw at their own problem. So they don't really look so much for an outside. They're like, well, we can fix it ourselves. So that's why we focus more on the tier 2 banks and the high-risk businesses.
So, for example, in Malta, all the banks will be technically are your target clients.
Yes.
Because
So we're already in discussion with
Have you
banks.
spoken to any of them?
Yes, we have. Yes, we've spoken to banks and some accountancy firms
Accountancy
as well,
firms.
already.
And how's the pricing? So they will pay for one license?
No, 5
So,
to 10.
okay, so we have different tier plans from an entry level to enterprise solution. So on an average, we're talking about 150 euros per license per month.
What's your cash burn rate?
Currently, it's 30,000 a month.
20,000 a month?
30,000.
30,000 a month.
Not so bad.
30,000 a month. Right. So it will, you'll be increasing staffing levels with the investment,
Yes.
right? So your cash burn rate is going to
Increase.
It'll be just in excess of 60,000.
How quickly is that going to happen? Within this year?
Yeah, within this
Within this year,
I
so
mean,
It will go from 30 to what?
60,000.
I mean, the concept interests me, to be honest.
It's a growing market.
I mean, from my end, I think this is the way to go, and it will be definitely very much in demand. My only concern is that there are quite a lot of players coming in, which obviously would
Well, I think we're aware of that. I think one of the strategies we're aware of is that as the market is growing rapidly, more than triple, we're looking at there'll probably be a consolidation in 4 to 5 years. And it'd be good to be in a position then.
Yes.
So when that consolidation part happens, we're already in the market.
And see,
Possibly I might be wrong by saying I will not be interested in investing, but I would give it a miss this time around.
thank you for your consideration.
I'm sure it will be good, for sure.
Contribute null to this. I wouldn't be of any help whatsoever. I'm out. Thank
Thank
you.
you for your
but
consideration.
Thank you.
I will be using your service.
Thank you.
I mean, based on the numbers you're projecting here, the valuation is justified. But obviously, I mean, there's one thing that will never happen is those numbers. You know, whenever I did a forecast, everything happened except for my
But
forecast.
they're bankers, huh?
Well, you know, I think the context of this program and that I have to make a decision here now and
Sure.
here and now is making me a bit uncomfortable. I mean, it's very rare that I feel uncomfortable actually, but I think the opportunity is there. For the time being, I'm going to say I'm not going to make an investment, but this is something that I want to.
You can consider maybe
if I
different
could, I
amount.
could keep on having discussions with you, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you for choosing more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It was a really good presentation. They came prepared. It's an interesting market. It's definitely going to grow.
Definitely.
So we're going to get.
But my concern is that when you're dealing with these like institutions, it takes forever.
I think it was a very constructive feedback in terms of the experience and knowledge which Sharks had about the field where we are in, because I think it's impacting their own businesses on a day-to-day basis. There have been a considerable amount of interest, and of course it's a quick decision, which I think in such a short span of time is sometimes difficult and not convenient to make. But I think we'll have more constructive discussions going further with them, and that may maybe attract some sort of an investment.
F'dan il-każ qegħdin naraw kumpanija internazzjonali li qed tagħmel Malta t-tieni dar tagħha u tkompli l-operat tagħha minn pajjiżna. F'element li huwa kemm xejn partikolari, Rectech. U wieħed jgħid forsi dawn il-kumpaniji mhux dejjem jidhru, mhux dejjem ikunu daqshekk viżibbli, iżda ta' min wieħed jgħid li għandna numru ta' kumpaniji kemm indiġeni Maltin imma anke internazzjonali kif rajna issa, illi qegħdin joperaw minn Malta, ikkabru l-kumpanija tagħhom f'Malta. U jkun hemm diversi momenti matul is-sena, l-kalendarju tas-sena, fejn jkun hemm events illi jimbuttaw illi dawn il-kumpaniji jidhru iktar fid-der u jagħmlu networking ma' kumpaniji oħrajn u anke ma' investituri. Waħda minnhom hija l-Startup Festival li tittella mill-Malta Enterprise ta' kull sena u qed nippruvaw nkunu pjattaforma biex iktar minn dawn il-kumpaniji jiltaqgħu, joħolqu l-ġid bejniethom u jsibu investituri ġodda li jistgħu jinvestu fihom.